You're coming to the Langham, you're sitting in the palm court. Trains, rocking horses, people have an association from when they were young, whatever age they are. It's the birthplace of afternoon tea. So this is where we're going to do the afternoon tea preparation today. We've been doing now the festive tea for the last couple of weeks, and we've still got until, I think it's the 3rd of January, we continue to do so. If you want to make a good dessert, you make something that was good when you were a child. So this is Paris. I'm preparing a rocking horse. So Paris has a super greeting. There we are. The Paris Wiggle. A dulce cream, so a caramelized white chocolate cream, pear, ginger, and the spice bread. It's very simply built. Ginger and pear compote in the middle of this rocking horse. Very traditional Christmas flavour, the spice, the gingerbread, and then this will be placed on a sablé for the tea. Bridget's just about to do some of the horses for the vegan version of our afternoon tea. So it's going to be a dark chocolate, tempered dark chocolate molded into this lovely mold of a rocking horse. Trains, rocking horses, people have an association from when they were young, whatever age they are. And then in regards to flavours, we went quite classical. Cranberry and pistachio. It's a common mix, but it also helps us with the colours that we can use. And I quite like to see, if you see a flavour written on a menu, I quite like to taste it. In the train, for instance, there's cranberry and pistachio. You taste cranberry and pistachio. Pistachio is actually a really difficult flavour to serve because flavour of pistachio is actually not super strong. So it's very often a pistachio paste with almond added to it. It makes it cheaper, but the flavour is not pure pistachio. In the train that we have, the pistachio is as natural as it can be. We really, really lightly roast the pistachios and then just grind them to a paste so they keep this really bright green. This is Boss, by the way. Boss. There we are, you see? This is Boss. He keeps the kitchen ticking over, eh? His real name is Abdul, but actually no, his real name is Boss. His mother called him Abdul, but he is known as Boss. In the whole hotel knows when Boss is called that we're talking about this person. We're talking about Abdul. The whole cake is vegan. However, there's a cranberry gel and a cranberry cream underneath it. So in this cake, pistachio is quite a flat flavour, a little bit of salt, and then the pistachio has a really fruity but tart cranberry. Trains, rocking horses, people have an association from when they were young, whatever age they are. Same with the cracker, it's that Christmas Day pop. It's something that's really celebratory. So it's a cracker, really, really traditional flavour, chocolate vanilla. Just a really good chocolate, a really good vanilla, chocolate cream, a white chocolate mousse. Or it's good to have flavours that people really recognise, they don't have to think too hard about. And this is one of them. On most of these cakes, we have some form of a sablé. It gives you that extra little bit of texture. It enables us to have softer creams, etc. on top, and it helps the guests to be able to pick it up without getting a mess all over their fingers, which is quite helpful. Just a little bit of gold leaf, a super simple decoration. It's a bit of an old thing, but it makes sense in a cracker that they pop. So there's the cracker crystals that just fizz in your mouth as you eat it. We have a tea for the children, so for kids under 12. And this year we've made it almost more intricate than adults' tea. Langham is doing a partnership with Hamleys, a toy store. So we came up with the idea of release your inner child.
For the kids' afternoon tea, you have a chocolate bear. So you've got a chocolate shell, inside a chocolate mousse with a vanilla insert.
So the bears have been sprayed, placed on a chocolate disc. That enables it to be able to lift it onto a plate when we serve it upstairs. So we've just got a little logo, Hamleys, that will eventually go on the plate just behind the bear. Hamleys is really well known for its teddy bears. We were talking in the kitchen, what can we do this year? What can we do that's childlike? One of us said, let's try a carousel. So this is Sanji, he's preparing the carousel that goes on our festive kids afternoon tea. And then what do we want to see in a carousel? There's two aspects to the carousel. One is a strawberry marshmallow, a bit like a wagon wheel biscuit. Super childlike, for me at least. So very nostalgic. So a wagon wheel biscuit is a sablé, it's a marshmallow and it's jam. There's variations in different countries, but we said we want marshmallow and we want strawberry. There's nothing more childlike than that. So it's a white chocolate shell, and here he's just finishing off with a strawberry compote, topped it off with a marshmallow, and then underneath a demerara sablé, which has a super crunch in it, that we just seal the marshmallow with, and then this will help us to build the carousel in the next process.
So we've just filled them, as you've just seen, and now we're going to spray them with white cocoa butter, white chocolate and cocoa butter, to give them an even and nice finish.
So this is the second part of the carousel, the base. Again, a castanhead sablé, vanilla whipped ganache, and then an apple compote that we'll place another sablé on, and then you'll see as we build the carousel.
So this is the base of the carousel. So every morning we melt the bottom of these little horseies. This is a white chocolate one. And then we stick it on. And then there is a dulce chocolate, which is a caramelized white chocolate. And that is a raspberry flavored chocolate. And that is also white chocolate, which we colored green. And we freeze sprayed it so it stays right away. There you go. Today we're building 12, which is fun.
You have to have a Paris in the kitchen.
Fun times.
You're a bundle of fun, Paris.
The next step is we have these little holes to stick it on together with the first part that you see, which is the top with the marshmallow and the strawberry. We melt the bottom. We put it on. So this would go on top of this. And then that would be complete. There you have it. Carousel.
This is our bear amenity that we put in all of the rooms over Christmas. So we just dip him in red cocoa butter, and that is his suit. So it's standing on the stairs, the Langham stairs. So we're mimicking the entrance of the Langham. On Christmas morning, we're gonna have to send around 300 to every room. So every guest gets to enjoy it on Christmas morning.
Pastry one kitchen where we'll prepare the scones, we'll roll the dough. So this is the scone dough that's just been mixed in the machine. So butter, flour, sugar, eggs, milk, baking powder, a bit of salt. This is, 12 kilos here, and we'll do a raisin, we'll do the same for raisin. So just over 20 kilos. People used to say that you can't overmix a scone, you shouldn't overmix it. You add the eggs into the flour and with a knife, and when it just comes together, you stop. We do completely the opposite. So we work it loads so that when it rises, when the baking powder rises, inside it helps to keep the smooth shape, the smooth texture around the scone. And when it puffs up inside, it stays really light because there's the resistance, the elasticity in the mix. When it puffs up, it holds the shape of the scone, and inside is really light. There's enough moisture in there. It's our version of a Black Forest Gâteau. We've turned it around. We call it a White Forest Gâteau. We're going to do a base of the chocolate cream, some sweetened cherries. With the cherries especially, it's a dessert that we need to just balance out so that it's not too sweet. It looks very, very simple, but I hope when the guests will taste it, it will give them the idea of the Black Forest. So this is just a brandy that we're just going to pour on. And then on top, to cover the whole dessert, is the cocoa butter mousse. The cocoa butter mousse has a chocolate sponge underneath it, if you can see that. You just place it on. Why we use cocoa butter is because we can get this similar texture to the white chocolate, but we don't have so much sweetness. Just so we know that there is some cherry inside it. There we go, White Forest Gâteau. So this is the kitchen where the afternoon tea is sent from, and today we've got, I think, about 160 teas booked. So we're just going to show you how we plate a couple of the afternoon teas. First off is the rocking horse, pear compote, ginger, and the gingerbread sponge with the dulce cream inside.
That is a gingerbread biscuit, sablé.
In here, pistachio cranberry train. This one's on a cassonade sablé, so a demerara sugar-based sablé, so it's very crunchy.
Our crackers, which we sprinkle a little popping candy on.
It's just a little decoration. It's gold powder in a gel. It just adds a little bit of color to the plate.
For the kids present, which we fill it with some salted caramel.
The Langham is the birthplace of afternoon tea, as we say. It's a big thing, and it's something that we probably don't talk about enough. It's the birthplace of afternoon tea. In 1865, Lady Bedford was getting hungry in the afternoon and she wanted just some little snacks. And there we are, afternoon tea was created. I don't know exactly what she ate. I think it's probably very different to what we serve now. It's a great thing to be serving afternoon tea in such an old hotel. The scones, a hot chocolate, there's some mint marshmallows. I think they're really Christmassy flavours, that famous chocolate after eight that everybody knows. We've just turned it into a hot chocolate and a marshmallow. Christmas pudding flavoured truffle. One of the waiters will go throughout the service, they'll be carrying this bowl and they just offer them to the guests. And then we have little touches. We have a fruit cake that's a family recipe that we can't reveal. I don't know whose family, but it is.
As a part of our afternoon tea experience, we also have our family secret fruit cake for you. So here we have our selection of pastries for you. We have crunchy sable on the bottom with vanilla and chocolate mousse. Then we have cranberry mousse with crunch sable and pistachio mousse. Here we have gingerbread, caramelized chocolate and pie compote. So here we have the chocolate teddy bear with caramel inside, strawberry marshmallow and chocolate caramelized. Down here we have apple puree and apple crumble on the bottom with the horses a little chocolate and strawberry inside marshmallows.
When you put down the afternoon tea, the pastries in front of them, you know, people are going to say, oh, rocking horse. There might be a guest who their first Christmas gift or their only Christmas gift was a train. I hope people come and it reminds them of good things, that they just leave happy. That's it.